This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic. And Johnny, we're back for Welcome into the Rick and Johnny podcast, I should say, here on YouTube if you're on Blog Talk Radio. This is where we talk about nerdy stuff, nerdy news, movie news, entertainment news. I guess movie and entertainment are kind of the same thing. TV shows.
I mean, part of, if you're going to say entertainment, there's gaming.
Yeah,
in that
there's
aspect,
gaming
but it's not part of movies.
We kind of hit everything from nerd to game to TV to movies. And Johnny, we got a jam-packed show as always.
We do.
Before we get into that, I got a little bit of housekeeping. See, I'm learning.
Hey,
I'm
there
learning
you go.
here.
You got it.
I'm learning. I'm picking these things up. But a little bit of housekeeping. Almost said house cleaning there.
I felt it. I felt it coming from you.
I was like, wait a second. No, don't say it
In
right
my head,
now.
I'm like, Ricky, don't say it. Don't
Check
do
out
it.
patreon.com/most valuable podcast. If you want to help support the channel, it helps us immensely. Yes, watching the videos, connecting with us is a huge help in its own right. But if you want to help the channel out more so, check out patreon.com. Jake Neverman was actually on a podcast.
Oh, was he?
And that's our $10 reward. Is you get to be on a podcast with us, with the Onside Kick, with the Fast Break, whoever you want, once a month, as long as you are at that tier on Patreon. But Johnny, like I said, jam-packed show.
Yep.
And we're going back to a Rick and Johnny original. We're making a sandwich tonight.
Another sandwich.
We are making a sandwich. We're going to talk about...
look at us. We love sandwiches.
Yeah, we do. I eat probably more sandwiches than I probably should, but we're going to be talking DC with the Arrowverse and Batman and everything that's been going on there. We're going to look at Marvel, Black Panther. You can check out my trailer reaction, but I want to get your thoughts on it as well. And then we're going to look at the end. There's rumors to who could be playing Catwoman in Gotham City Sirens. So we are going to dive into that to end the show. But Johnny, let's talk about our first topic, and it has to do with the Arrowverse and with comments that were in episode 2 of season 6 of Arrow, where this was a scene where you guys have probably seen it at this point, where Oliver Queen, being the mayor, was pressed by the press to, are you the hooded vigilante? Are you Arrow? And he was going on and saying, no, I am not. I got too much to do here. But it's what he said at the end that has got people talking, and not people in the show, people out of the show.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, they could have put Bruce Wayne's head on that body. Has Bruce Wayne left Gotham to hang out in Star City recently? No. End quote. And Johnny, the question I want to ask you, and it brings a smile to my face, because for me, the answer is a resounding yes. Should Batman get his own series in the Arrowverse?
It'd be cool to see that. I mean, there's a lot of spin-offs that you can do with a lot of different episodes, and I mean, to bring it up, you haven't watched much of it yet. You basically just watched the first season, right? Gotham?
Gotham was a thing for me.
Gotham's different, I know.
Before everyone in the comment section goes, oh my God, you didn't watch Gotham. When it first came out, season 1, I was all in, and I'm like, Batman, it's a new take, Commissioner Gordon. But then after like the first season into the second season, I was like, it was good. I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's just, for me, it was a little gimmicky, where it was like, when it was new, hey, this is a new take. But then afterwards, I was just like, after one season into the second, I'm like, hey, you know what would make this show really fucking cool? Batman.
Yeah, and I
Batman,
mean,
like an older Batman, you know how it's supposed to be, Batman.
Yeah, just remember it's
I get that.
Young Bruce Wayne.
I get
that's
that,
why.
but part of me is just like, at this point, the facade of what it is over, and I want to see Batman. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, and maybe we'll...
It's kind of like with Smallville. At the end of it, everyone just wanted to see Superman in the suit.
And maybe you'll get that with the Arrowverse, because I know, as of now, they don't seem like they're connected, which you can't, because one's like based in what looks like the 90s, because I mean, the Razor phone you see on the screen, and
or at least the early 2000s.
Early 2000s, mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, they're not really going to connect at any time soon if they were going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so get like a Batman in the Arrowverse. It's cool to just mention it because I know those ones are connected to Supergirl in some sense. They're not even the same dimension.
They're different Earths.
Yes,
So
there
we
you
have
go.
Earth 1, and then we have Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah.
And where Arrow and Flash are, I believe that's Earth 1.
Yeah. And I mean, they cross over. They do cross over. There's been at least 2 episodes
Well,
I
you
can
had
remember.
the Flash breaking the time barrier and basically running into Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah.
They've had crossovers between that. They've had crossovers between the Flash and Arrow with their episodes. Here's the thing I think about when it comes to this.
Yeah.
First off, just the base sense of in the universe, would love to see it.
Yeah.
And also what you can do with this is how many times, like when I think of a Batman series, when it comes to anything, the first thing you got to think of is where do you start from?
Yeah.
With Batman, do you start from the tired story at this point? Because I feel like everyone and their grandmother, even if they never seen a Batman movie, knows that Batman's parents are dead.
Yes.
And know that his parents have died. It's been ingrained into our brains so much that his parents died. And
if you know the name Batman, you know that part too.
So
in essence,
the thing I like about this is they could do a Batman series and not have to pick it up at the beginning. They could just pick it up full stride. Batman's been doing his thing in Gotham, but now they're telling stories with Batman in Gotham. Or if they want to do a Supergirl thing where it's like, hey, it's about Supergirl, that's there, but once in a while, an episode here or there, like an Arrow or the Flash, Batman's there.
Yeah, even just like the same way they do it with Superman and Supergirl, kind of a cameo-ish type thing.
Yeah.
In there once in a while, even just to start that. Because now they mentioned him. It's kind of like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mentions Hulk, Thor, any of them. It's a little throwback to them. And same with...
or like the Netflix ones where they
series,
reference like, the incident.
the big green guy.
Yeah.
Like they
mention the movies.
They mention them, and they actually are allowed to say the names, but they don't necessarily say it because it makes it a little bit more believable. No one
that they're disconnected.
In some way or another, but they're still connected.
Here's the thing, though, that I think about with this, and this is now getting away from actual watching TV and seeing scenes.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that is going to delay this from ever happening is the fact that, let's be honest, they came out with Arrow. One of the reasons why they chose Arrow was because, hey, you know what? We've already got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. They're all going to be in our Justice League kind of movie in our DC, our planned DC universe that we're doing to try to compete with Marvel. So let's throw Green Arrow out there because we're not going to have them in the movies. Let's have them as a TV series. Then they bring on the Flash.
Yes.
Now there's that little conflict of, yes, you have a TV and a movie Flash, but originally it was, hey, let's just have a Flash TV show, then decide if we're going to do it in the movies. And then Supergirl, that is more of like a, hey, let's do this instead of Superman, but we can still have a Superman there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a, he steps in for some episodes, but then it's like, hey, you know what? And I believe he said this in the series of like, hey, this is your city. You tell me what you need me to do.
Exactly.
I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here. And that's the one thing that I've heard, and I'm like, that is amazing. Because then it's not like Superman comes in, it's like, well, this is my show now. This is what I'm going to do.
He doesn't just take it over.
It's like, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you.
He's the cameo appearance.
And I wonder, because Batman is such an A-list hero.
Yeah.
And we have Batman movies and the Justice League movie and, I mean, Gotham too. Will we ever see it because of that part? And I'll go, no, let's not put Batman in the Arrowverse.
I don't think they're going to actually give him his own show as of now because they're too focused on having him in the movies. And then we like the thing with the Flash, because people might say something, well, the Flash is in the movies. The Flash seasons came out first.
Yeah.
They came out before Flash was really brought up in... Actually, I think it was before Batman v Superman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really say, well... And maybe, they had it planned out a while back, but it was like, well, we're going to start a TV show for it.
2014 was the year that the Flash TV show debuted.
Yeah. So 3 years ago.
Yeah, October of 2014.
Oh wow, so it was 3 years ago. No, so I mean, like that's where that conflict goes, and then they even said at one point I read that it's separate universes. It's just separate Earths, however you want to say it, and so that's why they're disconnected. That's why you never get the crossover like that. So when he mentions Batman, we'll probably at least hopefully that'd be cool to at least get some Batman kind of like they do Superman for the Supergirl universe. Little cameo appearances of hey, I'm just here for this ...
And just to kind of go into, just briefly, because I don't know if everyone knows this, the kind of timeline with everything. So the Flash TV series airs November 7th, 2014. That was a year after Man of Steel, 2 years before BVS.
Yeah.
So we had BVS in 2016, Man of Steel in 13. So you have this Flash TV show because at that point, the Flash was like, at that point it was, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had a Flash movie?
Yeah.
If we had a like that's what we were talking about. It's kind of like, and this is a story that I know was mentioned and we may talk about in the future at some point, but it's like Kevin Feige this week for Marvel said about a Hulk standalone film. He said, you know what? It's just great to see the change of, when this started, people were asking, oh, can you do a Hulk solo film? Like, is the viability of Hulk, now people are asking, when am I going to get another one? And, like, that's kind of the thing where back then it was like, well, maybe the Flash might never get his own movie.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, we're going to get a Flash movie and we have the TV show.
Yeah, which is why they don't... Like, if you hadn't done that, or if you had done one or the other, you could cross them over. But now it's just going to have to be that separate Earths thing, and whatever, that's fine.
And, I mean, that is in line with what DC does. Because, I mean, you had, I'm looking it up, Arrow, that was 2012. So October 10th, 2012 was when it first aired. That's a year before Man of Steel. So a year after, or actually the same year as Dark Knight Rises, but Dark Knight Rises is on its own thing.
Yeah.
Man of Steel is like the official start of the DCEU. And that's the year before that you get Arrow, and then Supergirl was 2015, all in October, 2015 being even before BVS. But in 2015, we at least knew that BVS was on the horizon.
Exactly. And then at that point, they knew that Flash at least was going to be in that universe. So, I mean, again, it's the idea that, back to the initial one. So we have a chance of getting some Batman. As for its own show right now, I don't know if they're going to be too focused on it. Would it be cool? Hell yeah.
Well, and I mean, there have been, like, this isn't the first big drop of Bruce Wayne or Batman in the Arrowverse. Like, in the Flash, I think it was season 1, there was that newspaper that the Reverse Flash was looking at, and it said Wayne Queen merger. So you've had Wayne in there. You've had things that say Wayne Tech on there.
Yeah, that's true.
For newspaper clippings and stuff. So we've at least known that it was like, at that point, it was like, okay, Bruce Wayne, at least Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, you're not going to not have that in there.
Is in there. However, think about this. Oliver's a smart guy. He knows what's going on. He's hashtagging staying woke, Johnny.
Yeah.
If he knows about the Flash, do you think that if Bruce Wayne was vigilanteing it up as Batman, that Queen wouldn't know about it?
I think Queen has an idea.
That's why he dropped it, I think.
Yeah.
That's why he dropped it. That was his way of saying to us that was him breaking the fourth wall, saying, hey, Batman's doing his thing. Batman's doing his thing. Do not worry. And this is what I wanted to ask you kind of to close everything up.
Okay.
Congratulations, Johnny. I have now given you the executive producer, writer, director, whatever the job you want to.
I didn't even apply.
You're the head honcho of the new Batman series.
I didn't apply for the job.
If you have to plan, and I'll give my answer too, but since I'm the host, I'm going to dish it on to you first. If you had to plan an Arrowverse series for Batman, A, where would you start the story? And B, what would your story be? Where would you go with it?
Well, you kind of want to, don't want to do the year one thing just because you're already kind of set in the Arrowverse, set in the Flash universe as well. So you kind of want to start where they're at, like make sure you're caught up, because you don't want to be like, well, we're way over here with Batman and there's over. So I mean, the best way to start that is probably do one or two cameo appearances and then roll into what's going on with Batman then and there. As for storylines, basically, hell, you can steal some stuff from the animated series. You can steal many storylines. You have so many villains to go off of. And it would be cool because you can have partial episodes or like string along a few episodes of how these villains became villains, and then boom.
The thing I'm looking at right now is I forgot one.
Uh-oh.
And I'm trying to look to see if, because I'm not quite familiar if this is going to be on CW. I think it's going to be on TNT. There's also another series where we could be getting a Batman in.
Oh, yeah?
The Titan series.
Oh, I forgot
the Teen
that they were
Titans one that they're doing.
I forgot Teen Titans.
I did too. That's why I saw it just now on my computer, and I'm like, oh, shit. That's right. Because here's what I was thinking. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Ditch the origin story. We know what's happened to Batman. The 99% of your viewers that are coming to see it know what has happened to Batman. Plus, like you said, Queen's been doing this for a while. The Flash has been there. You've established your universe. You don't need to establish a Gotham.
Yeah, and I mean, if you need to hit on things here and there, you can do that through flashbacks.
Here's the thing I think of, and this is what I want to throw to you.
Okay.
You do a before the series comes out. Like, let's say it's going to come out, just hypothetically, it'll come out during, so it'll be season 1 during Arrow and the Flash's, like season, 8 for Arrow?
Yeah.
So during season 8, during season 7, you do some, like maybe one episode where Batman comes to Oliver for help.
Yeah.
And you know what it references? The Killing Joke. Or not Killing Joke, Death in a Family. Jason Todd. And that's where you start. Where then when you get to the Batman series, episode 1. Because you've already, like, you could do 2 episodes. One with the Flash, one with Arrow. Maybe do a 3, like, combined crossover event where it's all 3 of them in one for 2 episodes helping Batman. Episode 1 of this Batman series is the Death in the Family. The Joker kills, and you don't even have to have the Joker on scene. It would be great to see the Joker beat up Jason Todd, because that's really that's what it's about. But could you imagine that first episode is the Joker killing Jason Todd, Batman being too late, and the whole rest of that series is him coping with it. Him coping with that while villains are running amok. And maybe you get that whole thing where it's not like a, should I hang it up? But it's a, Alfred, I was too late. If I was a second quicker, if I was this, if I was that. And then you can use Oliver Queen as like a mentor role to Batman. Not like a mentor, but like that support guy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I've been in similar situations. I know what you're going through. I'm going to be here to pick you up, kind of a thing. I think that's what you do. You start it off. I just would love to see them reference the kill, like have Death in the Family in there in a TV series. Because you already know that Dick Grayson's gone.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's gone because we're going to have the Titan series. Even though if it's on TNT, are they going to be
That's the question, are they
in the same universe? But you can go ahead and say, hey, we have him in the Titans universe. Plus, if we go and do a Jason Todd thing, then we can bring Dick Grayson into the series as Nightwing if we want.
Yeah, the question is, are they going to be connected then, though? If they're connected, then
No, I mean, like, let's say they're not connected.
Okay.
They can bring in their own character of Nightwing.
Okay.
Like, they can bring Dick Grayson in as Nightwing for episodes here and there.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, they can do that. Sorry. What I would say for that is I kind of like the concept. I would just see maybe some form of team up, and even what you can kind of do a play on the Death in the Family, and do he needs help getting the Red Hood.
Okay.
Or like another Red Hood gang thing going on.
Because the Red Hood, that would mean this is after Jason Todd's death. Because originally Jason Todd is the Red Hood.
He needs help getting the Red Hood because there's a lot of mentions in both the animated series and Gotham, the Red Hood gang. So maybe there's some sort of play on that type of thing.
Yeah.
He needs help with that. He asks for Oliver's help because he's kind of discreet, just like Batman.
Yeah.
Get in and get out type thing. And then you can do a whole play on it. Like end of the episode, cliffhanger of Hood comes off. It's Jason Todd.
I'm gonna go one step further.
Okay.
I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit, Johnny. You because you have the crossover events, you're kind of setting up Batman. You have episode 1, season 1, Death in the Family, Jason Todd's dead.
Yeah.
That whole series is Batman going through a whirlwind of emotions. Of the I should have been there, it's my fault, anger at the Joker, whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah.
The end of season 1, there's a new threat. And right before you walk off for the season break, Red Hood.
Okay.
So then you set the Red Hood up for season 2's enemy, and then within that season, let's say the mid-season finale, you can have what you're talking about, where he confronts him.
A crossover.
Boom.
That could be the crossover.
Jason Todd, boom, mid-season finale, we're off for another break, and then you come back in the second half of season 2 is, holy shit, Jason Todd's the Red Hood. How do I deal with him now?
Yeah, the only reason I was saying because we were trying to introduce Batman is have that as the crossover. Because that way you can, if you want to, you can start the series off. Just hear me out on this one.
Yeah.
You can start the series off by kind of, and I know not everyone likes this, jump back like a few months.
So you're saying like time jump back in
time. Just for like maybe that's part of the season.
You could have flashbacks too.
Yeah, you can do it that way too. Because I was going to say, you do that one as the Red Hood, and then the first maybe episode or 2 are the flashback of how that happened, coping with it, blah, blah, blah. And then like it starts to gear back into where you're at into the rest of the season and dealing with still trying to get Jason Todd because he's still doing the Red Hood thing.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to like get him back.
I just want to see a Batman series so
I know
badly.
you do.
I want to see an actual Batman series that is actually Batman.
Yes.
That is actually Batman. Like, that's what I want to see. I mean,
know.
Gotham was good. I liked Gotham when I watched it, but let's be completely honest, it's a little bit of a gimmick.
It's pre-Batman.
It's a little bit of a gimmick and even like the stuff that I'm seeing now where it's like, little kid Batman and I'm on top of the roof. That's not fucking Batman. That is not Batman. I want to see actual Batman in these TV series. I know what they're doing. This is exactly what they're doing. They're getting me want.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll give it to me. Maybe they'll never give it to me. Who knows? But I want to turn it on to you guys now. Johnny and I have talked about a lot of things in this. This is a topic where I feel like we could have gone for an extra half hour.
Probably if we wanted to.
Theorizing, looking at other things, but I want to turn it on to you guys. What do you guys think? First off, should Batman be in the Arrowverse? Second off, I'm putting you guys in charge now. Sorry, Johnny, I took away your title.
Nah.
I'm giving it to Ben out there. You guys tell me, what do you guys think? What would be your plan for a first season of Batman in the Arrowverse? Let us know down below in the comment section. But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic, and we are moving into your world. We're in my world. We're going to go back to my world, and my world being DC for everyone who does not know. Johnny is the Marvel guy. I am the DC guy. And what we are going to talk about today is, I'll be completely honest, this is also because I wanted to get your kind of input on the trailer a little bit, but also because this is something I didn't touch in my trailer review for Black Panther. If you didn't see that, boom, it's right up there. It's also down below in the description. However, Johnny, I want to ask you this simple question. As the Marvel guy, you can give your input.
Yes.
Will Black Panther be the best Marvel movie, like, of all time? Like, of the MCU?
All time.
Let's put it this way.
Yes.
After we see Black Panther,
yes,
will we eventually re-rank our Marvel movies like we did? You can also check that out up there.
Damn it.
Will we be re-ranking it and putting Black Panther number 1?
That's a hard choice. I know it's gonna definitely be up in the top, maybe even the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about number 1 because we still have to go see Thor Ragnarok in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, as of now, that one looks like it's going to be the best to me. This one is going to definitely be in the top 5, though.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the new direction that's kind of starting. Where would you say we start this new, more lighthearted, colorful direction? I know it's definitely after Civil War.
Wouldn't it be Guardians?
Guardians, yeah, that's where we started.
Guardians started it, and then now after Civil War, they're kind of going more to it.
Yeah, no, now they're like everyone's going to be part of this new direction because, I mean, everything like it would at first it made more sense like everything's space. It's more, we're going to make it more colorful, more fun, more lighthearted.
Well, this one's just different. This one is different in that sense because the way, and I mentioned this in my review.
Yeah.
But after I recorded it and edited it, I was like, "Fuck! I should have went more into detail about it." I mentioned in my review this movie, like when you watch the trailers, it just has this sort of swagger to it.
Yeah.
This sort of like I'm the coolest guy here. I'm hip.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
cool.
we've talked about that off the podcast.
And the thing that I love the most about it, and it kind of it makes me like I was reciting it before we were recording this segment, because they made it sound so much like what you would hear in a rap song, where it was just like you just see the boom, boom, boom. I put my life on the line for this. When Michael B. Jordan is Killmonger, when his lines come in on the trailer, like how they mix that up made it sound like, yes, we're giving you part of the scene and we're giving you what we want, but we're going to make it sound like a rap song. We're going to make it so that it flows with the music.
Yeah.
And it keeps the swagger that we're keeping up with Black Panther.
Yeah, but what I was going to try and say earlier is we started this with Guardians of the Galaxy, the new new direction.
Lighthearted,
and it's like at first you say, oh, okay, it's space. It's like the ones in space, the ones in outside off of Earth, basically.
This is the first one on Earth.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to. Was so you got Thor Ragnarok coming up, same type of tone as Guardians of the Galaxy. Now it's more fun, more lighthearted, and still you get still get the serious story in there, but now it's not like as dark as Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, even Civil War. It's not as dark toned as those. Now everything's more light. And this is the first one on Earth that we have that's this colorful, vibrant. It's not like as what's the word? I just used it like 2 minutes ago.
Vibrant.
Lighthearted as the other ones, but that's because you need it. It's Black Panther. He's newer.
Also, I have to correct ourselves.
Yes.
There has been one on Earth with the lighthearted tone.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes.
So this will be the second one.
Yeah, the second one on Earth.
But even Spider-Man, very lighthearted. I know you were dealing with a kid as your main protagonist there, but
very lighthearted.
That was one that was very lighthearted as well.
But I wouldn't go it's nearly as vibrant as this one. Like there's the one scene where he's in like the waterfall area, and just the costuming of using, I don't know, a huge array of colors with all the costumes.
How they make it look too, and this seems like a movie that's going to go back and forth with that because you have the waterfall scene that looks amazing. What we got in this new trailer was when they enter Wakanda, yet again matching with the movie, but they're like force field that keeps it hidden. Yeah, the and it hits with the beat. Of the music cool as they come in to Wakanda, and you just get the "we're home" as they're just driving the ship or flying the ship. That's what you do. You don't drive ships, you fly ships.
Yeah, usually.
Just flying it right into Wakanda, but also it looks like a little dream sequence that we're getting from Black Panther. Where, like the sky's all purple. And he's walking up to that tree, and you just see a literal Black Panther sitting in the tree.
Yeah, no, that was an interesting one. I can't wait to see what happens
now
with that.
That I say it, could be a dream sequence, could also be like, I don't want to say forced on meditation, but like what you see in movies where it's like, hey, here, breathe this in, and then it takes them to a different, like,
plane,
plane, which is kind of like a dream where It's kind of. I'm trying to think of like
not quite
like a journey thing.
Yeah,
where it's like you get to look for the question,
kind
the
of like a
answers you're
spirit
looking
journey.
for. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you. But this is going to have that. Like even look at Killmonger.
Yeah,
like before he gets the black and gold suit,
the leopard suit. I would go
the
leopard or cheetah.
Leopard or cheetah. When he pulls down his original mask, his entire costume. There's a lot of detail into that.
Yeah,
and it goes back to
definitely.
that vibrant that you're doing. I just think I have a feeling with this movie that it's going to be, I think it could be the best Marvel movie when we're all said and done, because I think this movie is just going to be, I'm going to go back to my my crutch word. It's just going to have swag.
Yep.
It's going to have so much swag to where it's like you're coming out of this movie going, you kind of feel better about yourself. You're just kind of like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. Like you have that little cockiness to you because of, I feel like we're going to get that from Black Panther. We're going to get music like we've never had in a Marvel movie before.
Yeah, definitely that too.
And I feel like we're going to get other characters where this is just going to be a movie that is going to have so much character confidence.
Yeah.
Where we're going to deal with a ton of characters that are just confident in themselves, which is different than what we're used to seeing, because usually what we see in a Marvel movie is heroes doubting themselves.
A lot of self-doubt, honestly.
Crying and doubting. Good movies, but a lot of crying and doubting. And
honestly, I can see still Black Panther having the doubts, because you do see it in the trailers. Yeah. He's like,
well, he's got to learn how to become king.
He has to learn to be a king now that his father's.
I just can't wait to be king.
That matches a little bit too well.
No.
Death of the father makes him the king.
That's why I said
I know
Johnny.
it is. No, and one other thing I want to point out too, though, with Ulysses Claw, I am so excited. He finally got his blaster for the arm.
Yes.
You see it? Yeah. And I really hope it's what it's supposed to be, and it's like the vibranium-based sound blaster, because it's just like, I see this. He leans out the door of the car,
and
I believe
he shoots the car that Black Panther's on,
and just explodes. One little pulse of blue light, and the whole damn thing explodes. I'm like, I really hope that's what I think it is.
So that was something that you saw, and you're like, yes.
Yes, we're going like that, because they cut his arm off in Age of Ultron, and I'm like, yes, they set it up for that. Let's go with it, please. And we'll see, though. I mean, we gotta see. As for the initial question, though, the one you're asking, is it going to be the best
Marvel movie?
I'm not giving that answer until I see Thor Ragnarok.
Well, okay. Are you only saying that, though, because you kind of like, there's all the Marvel movies that you love because they're like your children.
Yeah.
But then you've got Thor over here that's kind of like, if you had to pick a favorite child, the Thor movies would be that.
Well, Thor Ragnarok so far is like, looks like it's going to be my number one
like,
when it comes out.
That's going to be, it's like, oh, I don't have any favorites. And then you look at Thor Ragnarok and you just go,
oh no, I'm blatantly admitting it. I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be back on like when it comes out, it's going to be my number one. They completely changed up the tonality of everything they're doing now. So it's like, it's the fun of Thor, like the fun of Guardians of the Galaxy, let's put it that way, with the storyline with Thor and Hulk, and it's now in the universe, but it's just got still some of the serious tone to it, like having to fight Hela for Asgard, etc., etc. But this one, I'm not saying it's not. I don't know if it's going to be number one in my list. That's my list.
And the one thing is, I tried to pull it up, and we've lost internet connection here in the studio. There was a Screen Rant article.
That's always good.
Where they even mentioned, like, I believe, and don't quote me on it because I don't have it in front of me, but they said that like Thor Ragnarok's going to be the boldest.
Yes.
It's going to be the most bold Marvel movie.
That's what you told me before.
Kind of pushing the envelope is what I get from something like that. And I feel like Black Panther, after seeing this new trailer, I am more hyped. Like, let's be honest, after the first trailer, I was like, wow, this is going to be a good movie. Like, damn, this is going to be a good movie. Kind of get that. Like, even I was using the swag there too. Oh, but Johnny, I saw this trailer. And this was the trailer, which is the take my money trailer. Just here, take my money. I'm going to come see it. I'm going to see Black Panther. And for a movie that I was at the beginning not really excited about,
Yeah.
only because I don't know a lot about, like, with my history of reading comics, not really a huge Black Panther fan. Don't really know much about Black Panther. Yeah, I liked him in Civil War, but I didn't know a lot about the character. Now, after seeing this trailer, I want to know more about him, and I want to go see this movie. Like, yeah, I wanted to go see it before, but now it's like I want and I need to go see this movie, and I can't wait. It sounds weird. Can't wait for Valentine's Day. Can't wait for Valentine's Day when we go and see this movie. Juve, any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I do think it's going to be a great movie, though.
Well, this is where we kick it on to you guys. Let us know down below, what are your expectations for the Black Panther movie if you have not already done that either on the trailer reaction or here. Also, do you think it's going to be the best Marvel movie? Let us know down below. And also, if you want to give us your top 5 Marvel movies, I'll take that as well. Let us know down below in the comment section. But Johnny, let's end the podcast coming back into the DC realm of things. And this one, we've got a little bit of rumors here on the Rick and Johnny podcast.
Yes.
And it has to involve one of the projects that are kind of side projects.
I thought it was one of those other rumors going around on the podcast.
No, not that. You still get to keep a job. You still get your job for this week. We'll see how Johnny does for next. You're week by week basis, man.
Oh, okay.
Week by week. That's what probation is, right?
Oh.
That's what it is.
I thought it was only 90 days.
No, it's not 90 days. It's more than that. But I'm kidding. Johnny's not going anywhere. We're talking about Gotham City Sirens. And the rumors about it are that we might have found our Catwoman.
Yeah.
And this is from Reddit, where basically director David Ayers on his social media had seen Baby Driver, had followed Baby Driver's Eiza González, and now people are saying that she could be Catwoman. That, he's following her because he's looking at her to be Catwoman in Gotham City Sirens. Mainly the only thing that Eiza González has been in, Baby Driver has been, to me, her breakout, where that was the only thing on her IMDb page where it's like, okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, Johnny, what do you think of this? Not from an aspect of, man, I know a lot about Eiza González, but of the fact of, when it comes to Catwoman, is it going to be, like, should she be Catwoman? Should we go with an actress who is maybe a little lesser known, maybe just breaking into the spotlight? Or should they be looking at a home run hitter like they have in Margot Robbie for Harley Quinn?
Well, I mean, if we get Margot Robbie for Harley Quinn in this.
Well, we do. Yeah.
I mean, in
Gotham City Sirens. Well, she will be, because
she would be.
Harley Quinn. It's going to be Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman.
Then
this is all about the
I'm
hero.
just saying,
this
if they're
is all
actually
about the villain.
I know, and I'm just saying, if we actually are getting Margot Robbie for that Harley Quinn role,
we are.
Okay, we are. It's set. Okay, then you know what? They can take the chance on getting Eiza González, because I haven't seen Baby Driver, so I don't know how she is as an actress. But you can take someone with not as big a name, because again, really the only thing that you and I know her from would be Baby Driver. I think they could take a chance on someone with a newer name, since they have Margot Robbie. And if they want the security for it, get someone with a little bit bigger name for Poison Ivy. Because I haven't heard any speculation on naming for that yet.
I have not either. This is the first thing that I've heard from the Gotham City Sirens front. And part of me, I'm a little torn.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm torn is because there's a small part of me that's like, go out there, get the big name. Get the name that is going to get butts in the seats. However, like, the other side of me goes, is that going to lead to a quality movie? Do we want to just get butts in the seats, or do we want hey, we know that, because I fall into the group of people where it's like, we know that this group of people are DC fans, are comic fans. They're going to come see the movie no matter what.
Exactly.
So we don't have to worry about them getting here. Are we going to cater to the others to where it's like, we got to get them to come to the movie? Or are we going to say, fuck it, we're just going to go off of these group of people. We're going to put the best product out there. And if they believe that Eiza González could be Catwoman, then part of me saying is go ahead. Because one thing, and I am, for my YouTube fans, you guys will see it up on the screen now. For my Blog Talk Radio fans, it'll be down below in the description. This is a little bit of a fan art from just a random fan on Instagram. The name is Boss Logic on Instagram, of what she could look like as Catwoman. What do you think if this is the Catwoman we get to see from Eiza González?
Not opposed. I mean, it's got kind of the Tim Burton flair to it with the stitching still, but not like nearly as much. Honestly, I'm more prone at this point to, as you can see on top, the glasses look. As opposed to how the mask was for a while.
You're talking about the Michelle Pfeiffer mask?
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the mask, and I'm still not. I like how the glasses are going. I think they start. I don't know if it started first in the video game or it started first for the Dark Knight series.
For Anne Hathaway's
one. Either way, I like the goggles more. Maybe instead of whatever's sticking out of her hair, we can actually go with that. If you go to the Screen Rant article, if you want to post that down below.
The thing that's sticking out of her hair are cat ears, Johnny.
Yeah, she's
Catwoman.
Yes, I know, but I'm a little bit more liking the one on the top of the Screen Rant article. If you want to post that down below, though, I'm a little bit more liking of that because it just throws out a little bit more stealth. But I mean, you can play back and forth with both of those too.
You're talking about the one that's kind of like it's a. I don't want to say a hood, but like kind of like
the aviator hat.
Leather mask that covers down to like here, and then the glasses go over.
It's almost like one of those aviator hats. Yeah, that, like it's just black leather, but it's got the little cat ears on it. That's like it looks like it's been made that way. Yeah. And then she still has the goggles. That's puts a little bit more of the she's a thief. Yeah. She's in it for stealth. She's not in it for looks. And you can play on both sides of that.
And here's the thing.
You can still have her not wear that all the time.
And here's the thing that's going to go into the look, as now we're kind of branching over of what she could look like as Catwoman. Here's the big question. What kind of a Catwoman are you going to use? Are you going to use a Catwoman where it's like, hey, you know what? People don't know that I'm Catwoman. People do not know Selena Kyle, Catwoman. So I need that mask portion to hide who I am, so people can go, oh, I don't know who that is. Or is it, you know what, glasses, cat ears, who the fuck cares? I'm Selena Kyle. I'm the greatest thief in the world. I'm Catwoman. I don't care if you know who I am, because I will take it before you catch me.
I mean, I don't care which way they go with it. I would say...
Well, that's the only thing that I think plays into the style of costume.
The reason I'm saying I still like the goggles no matter what. I still like that no matter what.
The stealth aspect of it.
Because even if, like, everyone knows I'm Catwoman, these could be, like, she clicks something, night vision. She's got that to keep her hair down so it's not like it's waving everywhere. Because it's more of a tactical thing as opposed to an aesthetic. And then she still looks like a cat. As no, she does. For the cat burglar. I mean,
the thing that I'm looking at too now is because we've had several different iterations of Catwoman. I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but we did have the Halle Berry Catwoman. I mean, there was that one, but that one was... I'm
trying to find the list of...
That one was not like a... And the ones that I'm looking at are mainly in the TV and movie, but even though I'll bring in the animated series one, where you have the Halle Berry one, where, let's be honest, the main reason for that was we got to make Halle Berry look sexy as hell.
Yeah.
We got to make her look sexy as hell. We're not really in it for the tactical advantage. Then you have the Dark Knight one, and that was one where it's like, hey, I'm just going to wear a black grayish leather suit. I'm going to have the black kind of ninja like band across my face. And yeah, I have some kind of cat ears on, but I'm in it for a more tactical kind of suit. Then we have the Michelle Pfeiffer one, the one from Tim Burton's Batman, where it's like you said, the stitching. It has stitched. It's got the eye hole, the big eye holes with the leather mask on top.
Which is kind of more like the animated series one, not exactly, but like the eye holes were more leaning towards the animated series style.
And that's what I was going to bring up with the animated series, where it was that one thing where it looked like the hood was connected to the actual costume, and it was just boom. There's my whole like bottom of the mouth hole and then my eye holes.
Yeah, exactly. My eye holes. I'm sorry, you said that, and that's the first thing I thought of was.
But what do you think with like the look of which costume? Because I think maybe go towards more of like you were saying, more of an Anne Hathaway
where
costume.
It's actually got a reason for that stuff being. Because I love it, how they did with Anne Hathaway. She's got the mask going on, even though everyone does know Selena Kyle is... not everyone, but it's known in the like at least in the system that Selena Kyle is
Catwoman.
But it's great because like she flips the thing up and they look like cat ears, but then she can flip it down for a tactical reason of I think it was actually for night vision because she's Catwoman. She's a cat burglar. She's doing these things in the dark.
And that was one too. Whereas if you're on the fence about, well, you know what? Do we want the hair hidden? This is totally like
that one. I'm not like strong
because you
about
have some that are hair hidden, but like Anne Hathaway's, you have the hair out there.
The hair's out, but the hair's back.
Yeah, it's back, but it's not like I've got to put it all up into that leather.
Well, I'm not saying
tactical.
I'm just saying like at least make it like not like that picture exactly, where it's like it's everywhere. It's a mess, and I get maybe if you do a few scenes like that, but to have it like that when she's trying to do some stealthy stuff is just not practical, and that's what I go with.
I want to ask
some practicality with things.
I want to ask you this question, getting away from her look now, back to kind of just Eiza González as a whole, because there's probably a few people that are like, guys, why are you talking about the look? She's gonna look great, even if she is Catwoman.
She's gonna look great no matter what.
Here's the question I want to ask, and this is kind of a greater Catwoman question, not just for Eiza González. Do you think that DC has to look at actresses that are maybe like González where, hey, she was in Baby Driver, she's up and coming, because they don't want another A-list or B-list celebrity because they want Margot Robbie at the top. They want Harley Quinn at the top, and then they want Catwoman and Poison Ivy a step below.
Well, hell, I mean...
They want a Beyonce Destiny's Child thing where you know who the front woman is, and the other two are just kind of supporting cast.
I mean, this could be this could be like two other actresses more breakout roles, but not just that. I mean, you got Margot Robbie, which people will come in just for that. And then you got Eiza González. If you get Eiza González for it, you have some people that, I liked her in Baby Driver, or I liked her in this other stuff. I'm going to go see her as Catwoman. Yeah. You can pull another A-lister or even a B-lister for Poison Ivy. Again, we still have another role to pull that out with. So
what would you do?
What would I do?
If you were casting?
If I was casting, I would probably say I haven't seen Baby Driver, so I don't quite know her acting ability. So I'm gonna just say I'm gonna trust their decision or their thought and go.
Let's say González gets the role for Catwoman.
Yeah.
So you have someone up and coming. You have Margot Robbie, who is Margot Robbie. For Poison Ivy, do you go with a megastar or do you go with someone like Eiza González where they're up and coming? That's where I was getting at.
I'd go kind of in the in-between. Someone that's not the A-lister, the top. Maybe like an A- to a B-lister, like high B-lister.
You know their name, but
they're not in a shit ton of stuff. They're not in these high-ranking films necessarily, or maybe like one or two high-ranking films. I would go with someone like that. That way, the name's there. It's also kind of about the money. You got the name.
You're not paying a lot.
You're not paying like half of what you'd make in the box office.
Not a Geostorm situation. You're gonna cover the reshoot cost.
Exactly,
that's for sure.
Yeah, no. So that's what I would do is get someone that's a little bit lower on that ranking scale, but their name is known. Their name is out there, and that way you have two names that are known. You got Eiza González, which is known somewhat. And then, I mean, however else you want to do it after that.
Yeah, I am not opposed to the going with lesser, I kind of hate saying that because it's like, just because breakout actresses is what I'll say. I'm not against that because,
neither am I.
Like I said, all that matters is how are they going to be in the film, as long as they take the role seriously. And like Eiza González comes in, if she plays Catwoman like I know Catwoman to be and what I'm used to in the comics and the TV series, then I will not have a problem with this whatsoever. Is there any final thoughts that you have? Anything you think we didn't hit when it came to either Gotham City Sirens or Gonzalez as Catwoman?
No, I just hope they play smart about how they're going to go about it.
Yeah, I do too. Only because, I mean, this is a movie where I'm a little iffy about anyways, just because, I mean, I don't know where they're going to go with it.
The storyline
exactly.
and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. And are we going to get Batman in it? Are we going to, like, some have said Jared Leto will be in it, being the Joker. Kind of, you have to if you're going to have Harley in there. But this is the one where I'm kind of like, I don't know what we're expecting. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think of Eiza González being Catwoman? What would you do? If you have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, what would you do for the other two slots? Go with someone who's a well-known name, or go with someone who is just breaking out, maybe just like Gonzalez had Baby Driver and now is trying to hit another hot streak for where they're going in their career. Also, thank you for guys checking out the Rick and Johnny podcast. I almost said the Onside Kick, Johnny. That was not right.
Rude.
I almost said the Onside Kick.
Rude.
The Rick and Johnny podcast. If you're on YouTube, thank you guys for watching. If you're on Blog Talk Radio, thank you guys for listening. Remember, patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast to help support the channel. $10 tier. You get to be on any podcast you want once a month as long as you're on that tier. Jake Neverman, he was on the podcast this week. Go check out his Clipper and Laker discussion with the Fast Break podcast from this week. I want to thank you guys for either watching and or listening. And as always, have a good day, everybody.